us up on Facebook. You'll meet us there. And also live streaming Oluyole 98.5. No one beats the reach, no station beats that reach. Oluyole FM 98.5 is the program. And yes, Bimbo Akombi is my name, and of course, yes, I told you, stories making the rounds in the newspapers. And of course, I have about 3 newspapers there: The Punch, The Guardian, and Tribune. And so many headlines here for us to peruse. Mass exodus, Obi Kwankwaso exit rocks ADC. 18 lawmakers join the NDC. That is quite exciting. Opposition rift widens over sole presidential candidate. 17 reps, one senator follow Kwankwaso Obi to NDC, like I read earlier. And talking about the xenophobia here, the xenophobic attack on Nigerians in South Africa. United Nations, European Union, African Union, ICJ, other world leaders have been petitioned over xenophobic attacks in South Africa. Akpabio to lead fact-finding visit to South Africa Parliament. And of course, back to election matters, digital register, opposition parties in last-minute rush to beat INEC deadline. Senators, reps, gubernatorial aspirants move across parties ahead Sunday deadline. And of course, early cannabis use linked to slower cognitive development in teens. That is according to a study. In the course of the program, we'll just check out that study. It is all about. Court orders interim forfeiture of 9 Abuja properties linked to ex-governor Silva. And this one says coup trial, villa worker claims he was misled. Yes, these and others, yes, will come your way. And now again, cost pressures, that is back to school. Cost pressures mount as families struggle to keep children in school. Yes, that is across board. Although there are some rich ones that, even before school starts, before the holiday ends, they would have acquired all they want to acquire. But the mass generation of people, of Nigerians, yes, high cost is really affecting them. Talking about essentials while coming back from the holidays and going back to school. We'll be back after this timeout. Please stay with us.
Conversation.
Yes, the program is still Conversation on Oluyole FM 98.5 in the city of Ibadan. Yes, Tola, on the political scene now, don't you think there's a problem? Yes, a problem concerning this mass exodus. Yes, mass exodus from, talking about some personalities, political personalities, joining the NDC. That is talking about Obi Kwankwaso exit. Yes, it has rocked this ADC. That they have felt it, and other 18 lawmakers, they have joined the NDC.
Okay, 2 senators, 17 rep members have dumped ADC in fresh twist. So things fall apart on the center can also for the ADC now, and it's beginning to look very much like that. And like I said the other time that Mr. President, so the presidency predicted that they would fall apart when they were first formed. They gave them a timeline of 6 months.
6 months, yes.
Well, I don't know if that's if they fall apart within that timeline.
But at least they are falling apart now. They are falling apart now, and we don't know what will happen. And they are supposed to be, they are supposed to be the party that are supposed to, take over from the PDP as the main opposition party, but now again they are falling apart.
Now the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, he has this penchant for making controversial statements. I don't want to say reckless at the risk of disrespect to the nation's number 3 citizen. But then he's saying, I think ADC is dead, Senator Akpabio. I think he should just have minded this business, and he should just have looked on. The 17 rep members did not defect into his party, so that would have been enough reason for him to gloat. So I don't know what he's gloating about now. It looks very much like he's gloating, and they are not leaving his party, and they did not come into his party. They are leaving the ADC to go into the NDP. So yes. Maybe he's just celebrating the fact that what was predicted by the presidency, controlled by his party, seems to be coming to pass. Just 2 senators and 17 members of the House of Representatives on Tuesday announced their exit from the African Democratic Congress ADC amid the uncertainty and instability in the party. These were the same people that said they were going to give the current government a worthy fight at the polls in 2027. They said they were the alternative. They said also that they boasted about their cohesion and their unity. Now, at the Senate, Senator Eyinaya Abaribe announced his defection to the Labour Party, LP, while Senator Victor Ume joined the National Democratic Congress, NDC, recently registered by Senator Seriake Dixon. The Deputy Minority Whip of the Senate, Senator Rufai Anga, until Tuesday, a member of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, also defected to the NDC. The dramatic defections have increased the number of NDC senators to 3, while the ADC dropped from 9 senators to 7. Also in the House of Representatives, no fewer than 17 members defected from ADC. The defection notices were read by the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, during plenary. The lawmakers are Honorable Yusuf Dasi, Honorable Aris Okonkwo, Honorable Sonia Damu, Honorable Thaddeus Atta. The Deputy Speaker also announced the defection of the Deputy Minority Whip, Honorable George Ozo Dinobi, Honorable Lilian Obiageli, and Honorable Oluwaseyi Shomi, where the list goes on and on. And meanwhile, Honorable Leke Abejide, member representing Yagba Federal Constituency of Kogi State, also defected from ADC to All Progressive Congress, APC. However, Senate President Godswill Akpabio, while announcing the defections of Abaribe and Ume, went comical, saying, he's always comical, saying the ADC was dead. Akpabio said he would prefer that all defections were compiled so that he would just announce them once without having to keep repeating defections. I think ADC is dead, he said.
Akpabio, when he talks, sometimes, like you said, he's always comical. But sometimes, like he said the other time, I think it was the one that said that it will be after the elections that the issue of insecurity will end. That means he knows what he's saying.
And it looks as if the senators themselves, including the Senate President, are beginning to realize that they are indeed comical and that they are indeed in a theater of confusion. They are in a circus. And while they either to entertain Nigerians and make Nigerians laugh, now they are confusing Nigerians, and Nigerians are wondering what exactly is happening. Why do I say this? Now, while the Senator Akpabio, it says, I think ADC said, is dead. Now, he was posing a question to Senator Aleru, one of the elders in the Senate. He says, Senator Aleru, as an elder statesman, how many times can one really defect in a month? With the awada?
Yes.
They themselves are seeing it as awada now.
Yes.
Awada keri. Amid protest by Abaribe, Abiel replied that as the spirit directs, as their spirits direct, as greed and selfishness and self-centeredness directs, and self-interest directs. That's what it means by as the spirit directs. My own interpretation here, and not as their constituencies, not as the people they are there to serve, direct. Now, Abaribe cited multiple legal issues in his Abia South district. Oh, how convenient! As part of the reasons he dumped the ADC. Okay, so whatever party has gone to now, if again there are multiple litigations or whatever, and of course I see the NDC as also with this crop of people also going into the NDC. I see it imploding as well. So it will. I wonder what its next destination would be. Now, reacting to an inquiry from the Nigerian Tribune, the ADC National Policy Secretary Malam Bolaji Abdullahi simply said, "We don't respond to frivolous comments from a flippant person." Oh, shots fired in the direction of the Senate President. If someone who deserves to be taken seriously says something, you would get a reaction from us. Oh, he is the Senate President. You better take whatever he says seriously, no matter how comical it sounds.
Yes.
No matter how confusing it sounds.
Okay, now the exit of Peter Obi and Rabiu Kwankwaso, the two prominent opposition figures, and has weakened the African Democratic Congress across both chambers of the National Assembly. That was why they said it was a kind of blow, to the ADC. Now, the National Democratic Congress, which received Peter Obi and Rabiu Kwankwaso on Sunday, recorded its biggest gains on Tuesday with the addition of 17 House members and a senator. Weeks earlier, its ranks expanded when Siliake Dixon, representing Bayelsa West, defected from the People's Democratic Party to join the party. And the development comes a few days after several opposition parties resolved to present a single presidential candidate against President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 elections. And in the meantime, Tola, the wave of defections to the NDC, occurred 48 hours, like you mentioned, that it looks like it's beginning to look like a theater. 48 hours after Obi and Kwankwaso, two of the ADC's most prominent figures, formally exited the party. These moves have significantly altered the opposition landscape ahead of the 2027 general elections, setting the stage for shifting political alliances. This is looking exciting, as I'm seeing here.
Bimbo, again, they remind me of, I've made allusion to this analogy before. They remind me of Animal Farm by George Orwell. At the end of it all, the animals, they rebelled against the humans. The animals on the farm.
They revolted
against the humans. They revolted against the humans that were oppressing them. And at some point, the pigs that were supposed to be their leaders, at some point they also became oppressive. Initially things went well, but then they became oppressors themselves, and then at some point the animals became confused. Then at the end of the book, they became even more confused when it was decided that there should be a meeting with the humans, that they should settle whatever dispute was between them, and they should settle and form alliances with the humans. So the pigs sat at table at that meeting, with the humans, and the poor animals that were there, who were supposed to be the people, they were now looking into the faces of the pigs. One half of the face of the pig was human, the other half was pig. So the animals looked at themselves, they were confused. At some point, the faces of the pigs fully metamorphosed into the face of humans, and this for the humans too, half pig, half human. So at the end of the day, the simple analogy there was that that oppression, that thing they all fought against, never really went away. And that, of course, the humans were the ones that symbolized oppression in that book. So that oppression had come to stay. So these people, they very much remind me of Animal Farm. We are the ordinary people who are represented by the animals in that book, and we are looking at them now and we are confused. Pig face, human face, and we don't know which is which.
And you can see, just see that analogy now. See, imagine since that book was written by George Orwell, and now it is still manifesting, in reality now.
Still manifesting. Those who told us that they were going into a particular place, they were trying to make changes to see that we have that viable alternative, according to them, and they wrote off the government of the day, and they said that they were going to make sure that we are able to effect that change at the ballots. Now see them. So and those that are in power now are gloating and telling them that you are not different from us, that we are the same, and we know ourselves. I think that statement by Godswill Akpabio is very loaded when they said the ADC is dead. It's very, very loaded. Yes, it may sound comical, but then what he means by that is that the ADC is dead. We told you so, and that these people are not different from us, and that we are all the same. Amolawa.
Yes, and you remember what I always say, that the ADC had always been on ground, but not so prominent. And so people shifted from the main opposition party and some other parties into the ADC, trying to overrun them. And there was a crisis, and there is now the final crisis here now. What I will say, still talking about the Animal Farm, a quote there: all animals are equal, but some are more equal than the others. Yes.
The Senate amends rules, limits leadership positions to ranking principal officers. Governors' orders eyeing seats shut out. The Senate has amended its standing orders limiting eligibility to contest for its presiding officers and principal officers to only members of the 10th Senate. In the new rules, a senator shall only qualify to contest for Senate presidency and deputy Senate presidency if he or she has won election to the Senate for at least one term of 4 years. To be eligible to contest for any principal office, a senator must have won election for 2 consecutive periods. The last one must immediately precede the inauguration of the next Senate. And so by implication, any senator who plans to vie to become a presiding officer in the 11th Senate, 2027 to 2031, must have been a senator for at least one term preceding the inauguration. For principal offices, chief whip, deputy chief whip, minority chief whip, etc., the senator must have been a member of the current 10th Senate, or they are not eligible to contest. Okay, so that's the Senate trying to adjust itself now and to amend them standing rules.
Yes, coming from the Guardian now, and the Ogun State and Oyo APC is the searchlight here. Abiodun pushes for consensus in Ogun as Oyo APC rejects imposition. Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun has called on all aspirants of the All Progressives Congress APC in Ogun State to respect local council zoning arrangements and embrace consensus building as the party prepares for the forthcoming elections. And the governor appealed during a strategic meeting in Abeokuta with House of Representatives and House of Assembly aspirants alongside party leaders from the state's 20 local councils. And Abiodun, while addressing the gathering, stressed that as many party members are qualified to contest, only one candidate can emerge for each position. And Meanwhile, concerned and key stakeholders of the APC in Oyo State have rejected alleged moves to impose consensus candidates, warning that such actions could trigger a collapse of the party's structure ahead of the 2027 general elections. And the warning was contained in a communique issued at the end of a media briefing held at the Otumba Shubomi Balogun Hall, University of Ibadan, where participants expressed deep concern and dissatisfaction over recent developments within the party. And the stakeholders include Akinyele Olusegun, Bishop Said Oluyole, Adetoyese Akemishola, Asiwaju Adekola Mudashiru, Mogaji Abiola Oyeyemi, Inolaji Akinloye, Asoludero Banji, and others. And well, however, a frontline aspirant for the Ekiti North Senatorial District seat, Ayodele Alishe, has called for a fundamental shift in political representation in the district. Well, I thought earlier that the APC in Oyo State had, had come to a conclusion then that consensus candidates, yes, the manner, the consensus candidate option should be adopted, but now they are rejecting it again. Because I knew in some during their various congresses and all those party executives at the local level, they used consensus candidates. They adopted the consensus candidate option.
But how is that people are even outside mainstream politics now, and you want to elect people even in other places, unions, industrial unions, even outside mainstream politics. I don't know why people are always afraid of to go to the field,
yes,
to choose those who are going to run, yes, or to choose whoever is going to be the next yes, leader. For me, I've never liked the consensus option.
Yes,
people
yes,
go there and
yes,
prove themselves.
Yes, ditto me, to check your popularity.
People go there and prove themselves, and so I don't know. Okay, away from that now, on the alleged coup plot, I was misled, Presidential Villa staff says in a video statement. Now, the fourth defendant, PW4, in the trial of 6 persons being prosecuted by the Department of State Services, DSS, over alleged plot to overthrow the government of President Bola Tinubu before the Federal High Court in Abuja, Zekeri Umoru, on Tuesday, denied knowledge of any plan to overthrow the government, insisting in a recorded statement played in court that he was misled. Now, Umoru, an employee in the maintenance department of the Presidential Villa working with Julius Baja, made the claim in a video recording previewed by the court as part of the prosecution's evidence against the 6 defendants standing trial over the alleged coup plot. Now, in the video played in the open court, Umoru told investigators that he first came in contact with persons linked to the case through the third defendant, Inspector Ahmed Ibrahim, attached to the presidential clinic. He said Ibrahim introduced him to a man identified as Azad Mohammed, whom he later discovered was Colonel Mohammed Maji. According to Umoru, he initially believed Maji was a civilian businessman interested in offering electricity work at a building under construction. Defendants recounted that he allegedly received several cash payments from Maji during meetings attended by Ibrahim and another associate identified as Usman. He told investigators that during one gathering at one Tiger bar, listen to this, people, Maji allegedly gave him 100,000 naira and won 20,000 naira to him and his associates after buying drinks and asking about their professions. Umoru further said that on September 24, 2025, Maji allegedly handed him a Ghana must go bag containing cash and said he deposited the money at the branch of a bank where it was counted and found to be 8.8 million. According to another 2 million was allegedly given the following day during a separate meeting involving Inspector Ibrahim. So the defendant said later became uncomfortable with the repeated cash payments. Had demanded an explanation from Ibrahim. He alleged that Ibrahim told him Maji was unhappy with the state of the country and planned to sanitize the government with support from unnamed associates described as boys.
boys.
I know. He's insisting he was misled.
Misled, yes.
He was collecting money.
And you know what I want to point out here too? He was collecting money and putting it in a branch of a bank. That bank must be investigated because receiving such large amounts, huge amounts of cash into your money, I think there should have been some kind of investigation as to how this person got about this large amount of cash to lodge in our bank.
Well, obviously they would have explained that away. He might have said that he's lodging it for his boss, who is a businessman or something like that. But the point here being is that he was collecting money and he was not asking questions for a long time. And he didn't tell us those series of those serial meetings. He didn't tell us what was discussed there. He didn't tell us what he's claiming that it was only at one particular meeting that he finally decided to ask questions. And they told him that Colonel Maji was not comfortable with the state of the country and wanted to sanitize things. So, of course, as Yorubas would say, Otidojomore, because you are saying, you admitted that you are collecting money all the while, and questionable money, and then you refuse to raise questions when you should have asked questions. You refuse to raise any question. You refuse to ask any questions. And now, when it became too late, that's when you now claim that you wanted to know what the money was for.
Well, that is that for that. We will come back after this timeout. Stay with us.
Unstoppable you, fueling your vitality the whole day through. Embrace each challenge with renewed light. With Supermalt, your performance takes flight.
With 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, one Supermalt multivitamin after breakfast every day keeps you going.
Right, we're back on the same conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM. But there was also a cleric. One Sheikh Imam Kashim Goni, who is also standing trial, and he is saying that the money he received from Colonel Maji were strictly for prayers and charitable purposes, including spiritual interventions connected to alleged promotion setbacks. How convenient.
Yes. So the cleric wants to tell us that he does not have an inkling of what Colonel Maji was planning. He is now saying because of promotion setbacks that was why he was collecting the money.
See, he said, it says, however, investigators pointed to financial records allegedly showing transfers into millions of naira, including a 10 million naira transfer in October 2024, which they said contradicted aspects of his explanation. So 10 million naira for prayers, for intervention prayers connected to alleged promotion setbacks. That's what the Sheikh is telling us here. That was what the money was for.
Well,
and as well as Konomaji has a very deep pocket, we are told that he was also financed by someone. And so, well, I don't know. Let's see. Well, the case is in court. Let's see how it unfolds.
Yes. Yes, well, before I go to one story that, well, affects the common Nigerians, I will not say somebody is rich, somebody is in the middle class, somebody is in the lower class. We are except the rich. Yes, that we know. You are not rich, you are poor.
That's what I want to say. It's either you are rich or you are poor.
Yes. Now, before that, let's go to the xenophobic attacks. Now, the Senate yesterday descended into a heated and emotionally charged session over renewed xenophobic attacks on Nigerians in South Africa, with lawmakers sharply divided between calls for tough retaliatory sanctions and appeals for diplomatic restraints. And worried by the attacks, the ECOWAS Parliament has directed its Committee on Political Affairs to wade into the matter and present proposals to plenary for adoption. And well, the House of Reps has asked the federal government to halt business permits for South African firms, and well, they have asked them, the EU, the African Union, the IJC, and other, other organizations to wade into the matter before it escalates.
It also says there UN, EU, AU, ICJ, world leaders petitioned over xenophobic attacks in South Africa. And Akpabio to lead fact-finding mission, to lead fact-finding visits to South Africa Parliament. We just want to give this man another opportunity to go and enjoy himself there at the expense of the people, because I don't think anything is going to come out of that fact-finding mission. Because
I believe lead enough fact-finding mission. We have a Nigerian High Commission there. Yes, we have a Minister of Foreign Affairs. We have the Diaspora Commission. We have them. So what is he going to do?
He's just going there to enjoy himself. He spent time. He has apart from the penchant for reckless statements, he also has that penchant of not having any solution to any problem.
Yes. And our president is there. Yes, and I know he has direct contact with the president of South Africa, Mr. Zara Mufa. What does he call his name? Yes, and Ramaphosa. I think this Ramaphosa. But I think this issue can be resolved. Yes, can be resolved. I don't know why. What do they want? All these South Africans that are killing our people, Africans, all West African countries are included too. Not only Nigerians. Not only Nigerians.
Court acquits former head of service Oluyole orders of 570 million naira fraud charges. Okay, so they're going to walk free. The court has said they are not guilty. A federal high court sitting in Abuja on Tuesday discharged and acquitted a former head of service, HOS of the Federation, Winifred Oluyole, and are co-defendants of money laundering offences filed against them by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The trial judge, Justice James Omotosho, in a ruling on the separate case submissions filed by Mrs. Oluyole and her co-defendants, held that their applications were meritorious. For the past 6 years, Oluyole, her personal assistant, Ubong Epiok, and 7 others had been facing money laundering charges to the tune of 570 million naira. Justice Omotosho, in the ruling, held that the case brought by the EFCC against the former HOS and their co-defendants was built on the quicksand of speculations, suspicions, and shoddy investigations. I must say here that the case presented by the prosecution has no weight whatsoever. The judge ruled and added that crucial elements of money laundering offences, which are the establishment of a predicate offence, were glaringly absent in this case presented by the prosecution. So there goes the EFCC again, presenting, like the judge has said, and one of the kudos to them for doing a good job, but many a times they take their cases before the judge and the cases fall apart like a pack of cards because lack of diligent investigation, lack of shoddy investigation, speculations and suspicions, like the judge has said. And I do not want to believe that the judge I want to believe that the judge knows what he is saying, but because of what we have also seen the EFCC do sometimes, based on mere speculation, they could raid the students' hostel, they could raid where people are having a party, and at the end of the day, they find little or no evidence to prosecute anyone
because they do not do their investigations
very well. Sometimes in the more advanced crimes, it could take years, the investigations, so that by the time they move in on the suspects, the evidence will be impeccable. So if I do an ordinary person now, that's no means of defending him or herself. I'm not saying, well, I don't know whether that is between the former head of service and our God, whether she is actually guilty or not. But then for the fact that these people did not do their job well, so we'll never know whether she was actually guilty of what they're accusing her of or not. But the court has ruled, and based on the fact that the EFCC did not do its job properly.
Very well, yes. Yes, back to what I mentioned the other time, talking about people struggling, parents struggling, families struggling to keep their children in school. Now, fees rise by over 30%, threatening pupils' return as schools resume. Transport costs surge, with bus fares rising by between 30 to 50%. parents shift to cheaper schools, consider public alternatives. School owners seek incentives, government waivers, and inflation, fuel price hikes drive private schools fee adjustments, and Nigeria's out-of-school population remains among the world's highest. Yes, that is the situation we are in now, talking about pupils, students, going back to school and to meet high rise, yes, fees rise by over 30% in most private schools, and even some public schools are, discreetly collecting some fees. Now, as private school operators raise fees for primary and secondary students by over 30%, concerns are growing that many pupils may not return when schools resume. And Nigeria's education system has, over the years, been shaped by economic cycles, social shifts, and policy reforms, all of which continue to affect school resumption across the country. Rising living and operational costs are limiting access to education, placing it beyond the reach of many parents. Food inflation has further intensified pressure on families to meet basic needs and other expenses, leaving low-income parents and children in precarious situations. And already some parents are considering enrolling their wards in public schools as they do not charge such exorbitant fees, while others remain uncertain about their next course of action. This has raised concerns about a possible increase in the number of out-of-school children.
Of course, increase the number of out-of-school children and increase in the number of recruits for terrorists and bandits and gangs. Our government is busy settling the terrorists and the bandits, not knowing that they are creating more of them and that they are encouraging more to join that bandwagon of
gangs and
of gangs that terrorize the country. Let's open the phone lines. 070-5555-1985 and 082-5500-9850, the numbers to call. Customs intercepts 2.35 billion cocaine, Ghanaian loud orders. And digital register opposition parties in last-minute rush to beat INEC deadline. Senators, reps, gubernatorial aspirants move across parties across Sunday deadline.
And missing Ebonyi engineers' families demand fresh probe. And this one says there, rainstorm kills 2, ravages 50 Kaduna homes, and driver arrested after Lagos crash kills woman. Yes, and NAFDAC, yes, well, NAFDAC is in the news this time around. NAFDAC arraigns trader over alleged fake production, alcohol production. Yes.
Our first caller here.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Away from your radio set or reduce the volume.
Yes, I've done that.
Okay.
Good morning. This is Comrade Joshua from Bulem.
Good to have you, comrade.
Yeah. What you read last now about the education system that raised their fees, the private sector, that they raised their fees by 30%. Sometimes, most times I believe I always find a way of bringing out positivity out of some seemingly negative situation. Now, what am I trying to say? Especially in this part of the country, near West Indies, we emulate a lot. That because my neighbor who's his children in this social school, yes, I always that family also will emulate and put their children in such private school. Yes. Now, to them again, and all these parents, they are the ones that go to public school. Now they try to make like a waste of time, as if nothing can come out of it. Whereas in public school, we have professional teachers there doing their job. So what I'm trying to say is that this one that happens, maybe it will revive our public school and bring us back its glory. By the time some parents return their children to public school and see the wonders that are happening there, I think the system will somehow readjust for the good. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Comrade.
Before we go to this commercial, I used to wonder, what if our public schools, are really being taken care of, and, upgraded like the private schools. The private schools will not. It is not that like some parents will not patronize them, but it will be quite minimal. We'll go for these breaks and we'll be back.
Golden Terra oil, Golden Terra oil, Golden Terra oil, Golden Terra soya oil.
Golden Terra oil ó máa ń ran ìyá lọ́wọ́ láti dá gbogbo ìfẹ́ rẹ̀ sínú oúnjẹ tó dùn tó ṣara lóore tó ṣe fún gbogbo ẹbí rẹ̀. Golden Terra oil, for pure love.
I am malaria, the king of malaria parasites. My mission is simple: to take over your body, to cause fever, chills, headache. But one thing stands in my way. Come on.
Effective relief from malaria. Comal on. Malaria gone. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult doctor.
Wake up, it's choco time. Donna Choco is here with a taste you love. Just open, pour, and enjoy the chocolatey bite. Donna Choco 3 in 1. Ooh, taste it, love it. Donna Choco 3 in 1. Ooh, I love it.
Introducing the new Dano Choco 3-in-1. It's tasty, creamy, and satisfying. Taste it, love it.
When you sprinkle, every meal feels so right. Tasty color. When you stir, the color shines so bright. Tasty color. When you serve, it's your delight. Tasty color. Tasty color by Terra. The flavor you can feel.
From jollof to stews, from soups to sauce, Tastemaker seasoning powder makes everything taste so good. Sprinkle, stir, serve.
Tastemaker.
Right, we're back and it's still conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Right, we have another caller.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Ojo Michael, calling from Oluyole Kingdom.
How are you, Mr. Ojo Michael?
I want to say kudos to you, and I really appreciate the balance analysis you are doing. May the Almighty God bless you.
Amen.
Yes, the issue of Mr. Akpabio, the Honorable Senate President. Hope you are with me.
Yeah, with you. Please go on.
Yes, Mr. The Senate President. Yes, the good Senate President. You know what is his joy in seeing ADC dead. So I said one thing yesterday that I collaborated with Mr. Jide said from Kolabata. This president, your president, they have found in the campaign of all this let me use that word. So what is the joy in seeing them dead? That is, they don't want any opposition when we them good luck. But by his grace, they will see wonders. God stay our life beyond 2027. God bless you. Happy Niger talk.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Well, I like that coming from you, Mr. Ojo Michael. It's a way of saying that the people who will decide in 2027. It's another way of saying that the people will decide at the ballots.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good to have you, Mr. Jide.
You made mention of the former secretary, the TSCC, and now the construct counter case with the
Former head of service.
Former head of service. Now, one thing is, you don't cannot really blame those people because EFCC does not, you said, most times does not have all these the full dossier of their case. And I think EFCC should do more. Not that these people are not guilty in court, but EFCC should try and do more the investigation. In our climate here, the technology is not that advanced so that they can hide under technology or digital everything. Any transaction here now can still be traced, at least at our sphere here. So EFCC should try and do more, wait for like some months, do your investigation, don't just go on impulse. Wait for your investigation and grab these people that are on their wrist. So that's the way. And these people too, they consult all these spiritualists. Some woman that is they are in this country in Africa. They go to any length to, I'm not saying they are guilty, but I'm just saying what they are doing. So that's the other. Then, on the issue of public going to South Africa, I listened to a show yesterday, and I really how he was speaking like snake and all that. I look at him and I said, what job did you as 8 years governor of Edo State, which is for people of Edo State, which job did you create? I mean, you must have, for you to be saying that, you must have been creating some jobs in Edo State so that youth in Edo State will not be working there. Is it farmland? Is it water treatment land? Is it a beverage company? What job did you create for you not to be treated now? Nigeria should see the asset of South Africa. If Nigeria should do another South Africa, South Africa will take the asset and go. You people will now have to use another brand, another name, and employ those thousands of people that companies employ. So do your job here so that people will not be running elsewhere. That is just it. So thank you. Good morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. G. 082-5500-9850.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello? Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. Please, we can hear you. Please go ahead. Oh, please do well to call us back. 070-5555-1985.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
I am a calling from Mr.
Good to have you here, Monsieur.
It's very nice of them. This is very important.
Amen.
Mr. Michael said that people will decide in the year 2027. But if people decide in the year 2027, my appeal go to Yama Anek to be faithful and loyal to us in Nigeria. Because everything is in the hand of God.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Masura, yes, from Oita Naira.
Well, I don't think Professor Amukuto has much of a choice. Seeing electoral reforms and technology that makes the electoral process as bare as a baby's buttocks.
Yes.
So I don't think he has much of a choice, and he also has his name to protect.
To protect, yes. And he knows that he should be transparent this time around. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
I am Adimola from Ibadan.
Good to have you, Mr. Ademola.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tongan Kanima. On this NDC party, some people defected to the party because they thought that the party, the NDC party, would be fair to them, and then NDC will give them the chance. So, we know that the politics of about interest, conciliation, and agreement. But they are present the opposition of the parties should have the interest of people at heart. They should concentrate on the rest of the people. Both the parties and the members are present. Because the election will come up in 2027. And on South Africa, you see, some people are responsible for this problem. concerned, Nigeria is concerned. And South Africa should further safeguard peace. Because we don't want what happened last time to happen. People were killed. And there's need to strengthen their security capacity. And they should provide security for the Nigerians and other indigenous. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I can still take one or two more calls.
Yes, Tola, the police in Niger State have tried. They arrested a 30-year-old Agadazi with a military Beretta pistol, army camouflage, and cap, among others. He purchased the military pistol, Beretta pistol, for 300,000 naira.
They didn't execute him summarily like those ones in Delta did.
In Delta, yes. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Adebiji is calling from Ikose.
Yeah, good to have you, sir.
And am I with you with your program over there? Yes. And I'm a very program you should continue there.
Yes, this is Conversation on OLUYOLEFM 98.5 in the city of Ibadan.
Oh.
Yes, I think this will be the first time Baba will be contributing on the program. But
well, unfortunately, we can try to call us again tomorrow because we have to go now. Been an interesting time on Conversation, and we will be back same time tomorrow morning, God willing. My name is Tola Teriba.
And my name is Bimbo Akombi. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy your day.